Hi, and welcome to Affinity for Planner Creators. Today we're going to talk about color swatches. They're very easy to do and they will save you a lot of time in the long run. So there are two different kinds of color swatches, or palettes they call them. It's listed that they're listed under swatches on your right hand toolbar. If they're not there, go to your window at the very top, scroll down and click color and make sure it has a check mark by it. And if it does, then it should be showing up over here in this bar. So there are, as I was saying, there are two different types. We have an application palette and we have a document palette. We can create a palette from a document, or we can create a palette from an image. And right now we're going to talk about creating a palette from an image. So click on the Create Palette from Image, and this window pops up. And you're going to go to Select Image. And for this demonstration, I'm using the template pack created by Camilla Ricketts. And this is one that I've already started, so this was the best one to show you these examples. So what I'm looking for is the cover patterns, and the pattern that I used was number 6, and so that's what we want to create our color palette from. So we're going to click on that and then click Open, and it automatically gives you 5 colors. But I like to have options. So I actually tell it to create 15. And then it should say application or document. And so we're going to click document. So this is actually going to attach this color palette to this particular planner. And then we're going to click create. So when you first open up your color palettes, you're going to have 3. You're going to have colors, which gives you just various colors and shades of all kinds. Then you're also going to have gradients, which will give you some basic gradients for colors. And then you'll have grays, which go from black to different transparencies all the way down to white. Those will automatically be there in your drop down menu. But what we have just done is created a document palette. And let's see, where did it just save it to? There we go, number 6, because that's the name. The picture that I used was number 6 in the cover patterns for this particular one. It will come up with whatever name that picture has. It's just, these just happen to be numbers. So now we have a choice of 15 different colors that are in this picture. So we can use them to color things like this. Click on the banner here and I can change it to a darker green. I'm going to undo that because I don't want to, but that gives you an idea of what you can do with it. If you're going to work on your tabs, I'm going to go to the tab space here. You've got 15 colors. So if you want to create your tabs all one color, you can do that, or you can give them the variants of the color. So all you would need to do is double click on the tab, and we're going to start with number 7. We're going to give them different colors. Oops. We're going to give this one number 8, number 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then I'm going to go back up here and start with 7 and 8, just to give you an idea, and 9 and 10. So there you have the various colors from your palette. You've got, with 15, you've got enough choices you can change, or you can do them all one color. So you can select them all, which these already are, and just give them a color. and that will change them all at once. So anything you want to change on your pattern, this one has these different patterns here. We can change all of these to various shades of whatever we have here. Now this document palette, I would go in here because this is the Sage Flow template that I'm using by Camilla. And I would go in here and just make sure this one is open. Go up here to your 3 lines and go to rename palette. And then I'm going to call this Sage Flow number 6. Let's add flow in there. Sage Flow number 6. That way I always know that it was to the number 6 pattern that we're using. And just click OK. So now that has just changed the name of it. Still the same colors. The next option you have is to create an application palette. So if you go to your 3 lines, you can create an application palette. And we're going to give it a name. And we're going to call this Sage Flow Application Palette. Now, to do this, you can add specific colors. So let's go back down here to our picture. And what you can do is click on the color picker tool up here in the right, click and hold and drag it in to the color you want, release it, and that has changed that color there to that particular color. Now, if you will click on this, it changes that color there. To add it to your application palette, you go to these 3 boxes with the plus sign in the 4th corner and click on that, and it automatically adds that color. So we're going to need more than one color. So we're going to click and drag, and we're going to get in here to a little darker. We're going to add that one, and that's really not much of a difference. So we're going to delete that fill. And we do want to delete it. So let's go with a light green. Click on this, that changes this color, then you can add it to your palette. So now we have that green. And you can continue to go on and go through and get the different shades, darkers and lighters, until you're satisfied with your palette. The easiest way that I have found is to just create it from the image that you're going to use for your cover pattern. That way it's done for you and it's very quick and easy. So this is a way to do it color by color that you want to use. But I still recommend doing the document palette. Add document palette. So it embeds, the document palette embeds it into this particular planner. And an application palette adds it to the whole Affinity Publisher 2 version that you're using. So each document palette, you can create many different ones, and they'll be embedded with that. So anytime you open that, you can come over here and find your color. It'll be down in this list, and you can find it and click on it, and then your colors are ready to go to create the next page. So my next page, I colored my tabs, and I just gave them all the same color. If I come to this page here, I want to change this box color. So I would double click on it so that it is highlighted. And I'm going to give it a paler color green. I can then change the opacity if I want to. So you go to opacity and you can give it a, let's say 75. That just lightens it up a little bit. It's still the same shade as everything that's in your background, but it's just a little lighter shade. Same thing with this one. You double click on it, and let's give it a little darker, so it's the color of the tabs. So that's plain and simply how you do a color swatch to make a document palette. And like I said, I recommend making a document palette with each planner you make so that all your colors are in line with your cover. If you've got any questions or comments, please drop them in the comment section and I will answer any questions and see you in the comments. Have a great day.